Good evening, or in this case, good night. We have a bit of a late stream tonight, but I figured I'd come on for a little bit, as I said I would. We have the Rolex 3135 to assemble. Let me just change the battery. There we go. Also got the Waltham pocket watch out. Hopefully I'll be able to make a start on the Waltham this weekend. I want to shoot a video for that one, so I'm afraid you won't probably see it on a live stream. The other goal for the weekend is to hopefully get some shorts edited. Let's get my finger cots on. So I've got both cameras up on the screen at the moment. I might enlarge. Actually, they're both very similar. Yeah, let me. I'll have to play around with that off stream. I do love the finish on this Waltham. Very appealing. For me at least. I quite like it. Alright, we'll put that aside. Yesterday I did get the Rolex 31 all cleaned. So what I'll do is get that laid out and we can start assembling it. And happy Friday. I know it's nearly now Saturday, and I hope everyone will have a wonderful weekend. I think I'm going to be live streaming again tomorrow morning or early afternoon, because I'm not going to get this assembled all the way. I may try and get this 3-1 just to the point that it's ticking, because I do want to see if that issue with the balance, with the shavings and the debris, if that's gonna pop up again. Quite intrigued by that issue. Alright, I'm currently out of containers. I'm just going to assemble it from the basket. I haven't got any other watches really I'm working on, so no harm in just having them laid out as they are. Just making sure internet connection's holding up, which it is. Yeah. So I'll go live tomorrow with the intention of finishing off the 3-1. Because I'm not going to be able to do it all tonight. I may be live for a few hours tonight, but that will leave me into the early hours of the morning, so I don't want to be up too much later. just take out the balance. Just gotta be careful where I'm putting everything. Don't want to lose any screws or any parts. It's too late for me over in Switzerland to watch this one live, but I wanted to thank you again for doing these, and I'll catch up with you on the replay. Absolutely. Yeah, tonight is a very late one. I won't be on for too long, I don't think. But I'll be live again tomorrow morning, early afternoon, because I won't be able to finish this completely. So hopefully, yeah, we'll finish this off tomorrow. But yeah, hope you've had a good week, and yeah, hopefully there's a nice weekend as well. Yeah, the audio. Has the audio gone down again? Let me bump it up. Okay, I've just upped it a little bit on my end with OBS. Yeah, I know there's an issue with my audio, and I've got it all the way up on OBS on my end. And then I think a day or two ago, I had another stream. The microphone, for some reason, wasn't registering, so unplugged it, replugged it in, and it completely changed the audio settings. So I'm not sure if it's better now. So I've still got a little bit more play on the OBS now. So I can go up a little bit more if it needs to go up. Watchmaking at home. Yep, that's what I'm doing. Got a few things I want to get done. It's gonna be a busy weekend. Got the 3-1. I want to start shooting a few videos. I've got a few pocket watches. Got a Trenton pocket watch, Waltham. One of my own personal watches. I've got a Longines. More. At least I've got more. Alright, I'll put it up to the max. It is now at the max on my OBS settings. Probably going to have to do some more playing around over the weekend with my audio. I'm not sure why it's so low, and the microphone is about 30 centimeters away from me. It's on my bench. So I don't think it's a distance issue. And now on OBS it's up at the maximum I can put it up at. I'll have to run some, I guess, diagnostics. See if there's any information online that might help. But I guess this week's been a bit more of a tester sort of thing for streaming. You should leave it at max for now and see if you can get even more. Yeah, I'll leave it at max. As long as you guys can actually like hear and understand what I'm saying. Because the mic's it's a pretty good one, so I'm not sure why it's so low. So it must be a settings thing I need to adjust. Give me 1 second. Mr. I Shoot Watches, you are a moderator now on the channel. I'm trying to pick up a few moderators because I do want to do a lot more live streams, so just to make sure everything is kept clean on the channel, you know. I trust your judgment. I have to run now. Just really want to support you in doing this until I can get a good following going. Yes, absolutely. I want to see if I can do this maybe 5-6 days a week. That's the goal. A few hours a day. Because I'm also hoping by doing that I'll have enough content to both create videos and shorts. So yeah, trying to get back into the YouTube grind. The channel's been left alone for about 1.5 years, so we've got to build it back up. We'll get there. Yeah, moderator is just basically, I think you can time out people if they're being or saying anything inappropriate, sorry. That kind of stuff. Alright, I'm losing focus. Winding sliding pinion. I'm hoping more streams will equal more content for the channel in the long time. And I'll also be picking up some more watches tomorrow for both. I think one of them's going to be a good video. Apparently it's a rusty Rolex. I've got a few others to check over. So the content potential is insane. It's just a lot of hours to put in. Lots to do. Okay. Let's crack on with this. I've just got my stem here. Put a bit of grease on. And that'd be where the sliding pinion goes. Try and get this first time. Nope, we did not get it first time. But we did get it second time. Okay, stem is in. So now we're going to focus on the keyless. So I've got everything in the basket still, so I'm going to be working out the baskets today and tomorrow. I should really get the Seiko assembled as well, because we've got that one ticking. Just need to finish it off really. So I'm just picking out bits I'm going to need for the keyless. Sorry if I go a bit quiet and just trying to focus up and make sure everything goes in smoothly. It is a bit late and I'm going to start getting tired pretty soon. So make use of what brain power I have left. Once we've got everything in, we'll then grease it up. The goal will be to get this ticking tonight, because once we've got this ticking, then tomorrow what we can do is, I guess finish it off. Don hands it up. The case has already been polished. I'm trying out a few different camera angles. So you can get a zoomed in version and a zoomed out version. Yeah, we're just experimenting a little bit. I think this can work. Rather than having to switch back and forth. There we go, just need one more screw for the setting lever spring. Lovely stuff. So the stem pulls out nicely, and this is without grease, so I still need to grease it up, but everything is operating as it should. Let me get a bit of grease in there. And the general idea of it is, if there's metal on metal contact, you want to grease it. I've been doing watches with Seiko NH series and the Sellita SW200. Wonderful movements to work with, although I haven't done a full teardown service of one yet. I haven't had too much experience with Seikos in general. I've worked on a few here and there. As you know, I've got one stripped down at the moment. The SW200, that's the Sellita version of the ETA 2824, I believe. I believe that's correct. I started out training on Oris, so I'm familiar with the 2824 and the Sellita variant, the SW200. They're solid movements. I think in the later years they've definitely, from what I've heard, they've upgraded the SW200 to the point where it's now better than the 2824, is what I'm being told with from other people within the industry. No, they're solid movements to work on and learn on. That's how I started. But yeah, Seiko is one that I've not worked on too much. I'm trying to think. I haven't got a ETA or a Sellita SW200 or 2824 to work on. I have a 2892. Although I think the constant I done a few days back was the 2824. Yeah, I don't mind working on the Seikos. They haven't given me too many issues. Or the ones that I've worked on, at least. Maybe I've been lucky. Oh, it's a bit too much grease. There we go. What I was doing there was just putting some grease on the teeth of the sliding pinion, because obviously the teeth will engage with the winding pinion and they want to slip over on the back wind. So if you don't grease it, it can sometimes get quite stiff. You want them to glide over nicely. I think the NH movements are considered throwaway now. For $50, it's not worth servicing. I mean, if you're able to pick up a new movement for that price, yeah, it's probably cheaper, more cost effective to replace the movement than it is to service it. A shame in a way, but that's how it is. Hence the switch to the better movements now. Yep. I know you've also got Grand Seikos as well. I know it's a completely different branch almost. I mean, it's Seiko, but it's all in-house stuff. And some of them look quite nice. I'm not sure if I'd own a Grand Seiko myself, because I feel like for the money you could buy a Grand Seiko, you could put it towards something like a Tudor Black Bay or something like that. Or maybe even one of the cheaper Rolexes, Date or Air King. Nope. I may have just had a... Oh no, found it. Screw pinged at my tweezers. Happens to all of us. Am I really out of focus on my big camera? Is that better? Maybe it's better. I think the zoom camera is fine. It's just the big camera's a little bit iffy. Okay. So now in a position where I want to assemble the barrel. I want to get the barrel in first and then do the train. Where did I put the barrel? Got it. I actually think the split screen kind of works with main big cam, little zoomed out camera, and then in the corner a more micro or zoomed in camera. I think that works. We'll test it for a little bit. I'm just greasing the walls of the barrel. And then we'll put a little bit on the base surface. Just a few blobs of 83. That should do. I haven't got any mainspring winders here, so I'm going to have to do this by hand. Thankfully, the size of this mainspring or barrel, it shouldn't be too difficult. I've done it before on a pretty regular basis with the 3-1s. Just got to make sure it goes in the right way. Because already once this week I have put a mainspring in the wrong way. And that was the Seiko. Right, I'm going to have to get out of focus here. Out of frame, should I say. Okay, we're nearly there. It's always that first bit getting started when it comes to winding the barrel manually without any winders. So once you get that first bit in, it's a lot easier. There we go. Mainspring has been wound. Have a quick drink. But I hope everybody has had a good week. We're already halfway through June. It's crazy how quickly time flies. Alright, mainspring's in. Going to grease and fit the barrel arbor. I'll be live again tomorrow morning, early afternoon, to get this finished. And then I intend on getting a few videos shot as well. So it's going to be a busy day tomorrow. Don't know if I'll be live on Sunday. We'll see how much work I have to do. There we go, barrel arbor is in. Nope, that's the downside to this setup. The downside is this camera it will shut off when it's not really in use. Because it's not shooting a video, it's just literally hooked straight into my PC. It'll eventually just shut off like it did just now. Or just turn off. Which is why I quite like using the zoomed in camera, because it doesn't shut off. Use a moderate amount of grease here. And you'll hear a click as the barrel cap goes down. I see a little bit of residue or something in the teeth, so sort of roll it on some Rodico. Clear out any gunk. Alright, the barrel arbor is in. I'm just going to move this camera just a little bit. I want it to be a little bit further back. That's better. Let me just make sure the focus is good. Perfect. Let's carry on. So the barrel is in position. It's going to grease the barrel arbor, and then we'll put the barrel bridge on. There we go. Barrel bridge is in. Next what I'm going to do is the crown wheel has its own little section, so we'll sort out the crown wheel. And then we'll move on to the train. It's pretty simple setup, 3-1. It's a nice easy one to work on. crown wheel also covers the stop piece. So I'll put that in place before putting the crown wheel down. To those who didn't tune in yesterday when we were stripping this down, we did have an issue with the escapement or the balance. Oh damn, is this battery dead as well? Alright, these batteries are not lasting long. I'm just going to stick with the zoomed in camera for the time being. Just keep it zoomed in. I might have to overnight just get these batteries charged, ready for tomorrow. Probably easy for you guys to see what I'm doing as well. You gotta let me know which one you prefer. A dual camera setup or just working each one independently. Alright, let's put these train wheels into place. Let's make sure everything is oiled. Yeah, I'll get this one ticking. We've already been live for nearly 45 minutes. I may get the automatic done. We'll see. A lot will depend on what issues arise with the balance, if any at all. May be completely fine. There's the train bridge. There she is. Oil the escape wheel jewel from the back side of the train bridge because it's capped from the other side. And taking apart that ingot block can be quite a pain. Actually no, not this one in particular, I'm thinking of a different one, but still I'll oil it from the back. Sometimes they can be a pain. All the pivots engaged. Power is going through the train. That's what we want to see. Let's get this screwed down and secured, so no pivots get loose. There we go. First one in. There's 3 screws holding down the train bridge on the 3135. Oh, there we go. Okay, train wheels are in. Next, what we'll have to do is get the crown intermediate wheel and the ratchet wheel in, and we can move on to the escapement. So just making sure everything's running smoothly. Yeah, once we get the escapement in, we'll get it ticking. I might call it a night after that. I may also just get the automatic assembled. We'll see how it goes. But tomorrow I'll finish it off, darn hands up, get it cased up. The case has been polished, so I haven't got to worry about that. So I'm just getting all of the necessary components ready for the next step. You may not be able to see it at the moment, but it's happening. There's the collet. Gonna need that. There she is. Making sure everything's greased. Is this focus okay? That might be a bit better, not sure. Oh, I'm actually missing the crown wheel itself. Oh, the intermediate wheel. And this little, I think it's referred to as the wigwag, what engages into the ratchet. Get a little bit of oil in there. And give it a few spins. Make sure everything sets in nicely. Is this Crusty Boy? This is Crusty Boy. Yep. That's exactly who we're dealing with. Bit cleaner now. Everything's looking nice and clean. One second, let me go back to the way I have the camera set up. So I change the battery. Let's get the focus back. There we go. Yeah, this is the crusty boy. So we'll see how she performs once the service is done. Power's going nicely through the train. Beautiful. Let me just oil that up. We can move on to the escapement. Beautiful. Okay, that's everything oiled. I double checked the pallets, but I'm pretty sure they were fine when I was looking at them yesterday. Whilst yes, there was debris on them, they weren't worn. But I was going to double check now they've been through the cleaning machine. I've got a good feeling. Oh yeah, they're good. I'm going to put this under the micro cam for you. Oh, sorry. So these are the pallets. The jewels look good. Squeaky clean, that's what I want to see. And no signs of wear in the fork. So sometimes what you'll see on either side of the I guess the internal walls, the impulse pin will wear down the pallets and you'll be left with two little hollowed out sections, or one hollowed out section where the impulse pin's been engaging with the pallets. It is something I've seen pretty frequently, I suppose. When I'm in London, I see it a fair bit, but this pair seems fine. I was concerned that maybe just because of how much debris there was in the movement, it was going to cause issues or extra wear, but it looks like we've actually got off quite lucky here. Nice and clean. Oh yes, squeaky clean. It's what we want. Let's get these pallets in, get them oiled. I'll double check, make sure there's nothing that can be interfering with the balance. That was my concern yesterday, that we had interference, but I couldn't see any. I'll double check. But it's looking like a case of no fault found. No fault found. Right, pallet bridge. Okay, pallets are in. Oh, my tweezers are magnetized. There we go. I have a demagger, so I might have to do that in a bit. Can manage at the time being, but that can be annoying. Alright, power is going through the pallets, so that's good. Have a quick drink. And we'll get this oiled, and then we've got to do the balance. And what I'm doing is I'm putting a tiny bit of 941 oil on the face of the pallet jewel. And then I'll go around a few times, tick it over, and then a little bit more. I'll typically keep going until I can see there is enough oil present between the teeth of the escape wheel and the pallet jewel. And that can take 3 or 4 attempts. I'm only putting a small amount of oil on each time. Otherwise what you'll do is it will spill over, it will create a mess. If you're trying to do too much in one go, it can just create problems. Let's put out a tiny little hair. Let's do one more little bit of oil. Do I use Fixo Drop? No. Nope. Maybe I should look into it. But I'm so used to doing it this way now, so. Stuck in my ways. Alright, perfect. I might try and actually... Will that show up? I'm trying to think if I... Hey, let's try it. Let's try the zoom cam. Trying to show you the oil. One sec. The downside is I'm not sure where exactly I'm looking. I want to be back here. I'm just trying to find... That's a jewel. Ah, okay. Here we go. There's one. And there is the other. And what you're looking at here is the exit jewel for the pallets. And that exit jewel is currently engaging the escape tooth, and you can see the oil kind of seeping around the tooth. Again, this is 941, and what I want to do is, as I'm going around with my eyeglass, I just want to make sure I can see evidence of the oil being present, and we have plenty there. So that's basically, that's what I'm looking for. Nice little show of oil. I'm not gonna lie, I'm loving this camera. It's only the only downside is trying to get it magnified, like properly in focus, because there's no real screen or anything to line it up. So you've just got to eyeball it. But other than that, it's good. Okay, so pallets are in, they are oiled. Let's put the balance in. Let's see how well it ticks. Ooh, okay. Okay, the jewels aren't in, so obviously it's going to have an effect on how the balance behaves. So I'm not going to judge it too much, but it's not wanting to kick off. It's not wanting to tick. Let me get the jewels oiled and fitted, and it may be a different story. It's very good. It really is. And that camera's not very expensive either. I might have bought it off eBay or Amazon for like 20-30 quid. So for what I paid, it's very good. I'm very impressed by it. Alright, let's get these balance jewels oiled. I'm just hunting for the bits I need. There we go. Tiny bit of 9010 in the middle of the jewel. That's one. And the same for the second. Right, both jewels oiled. Let's get these into place and see how it affects the watch. Right, one jewel in. Let's get the second one in. Okay. Both jewels for the balance are done. And it has kicked into life. We love to see it. You did that way too smoothly. Which part? What? The oiling of the balance jewels? It's not always like that. It's not always like that. On this occasion, it went very smoothly. Let's give that a full wind. Now that is beautiful. Sadly, the timing machine I have here is broken, so I can't give you a reading on how it's performing. But she is going off nicely. I'll let you guys have a little look. So before, when we were stripping this down, it wasn't wanting to tick properly at all. If you remember, it would tick very briefly and it would then come to a sudden stop, whereas right now there's no sign of it stopping. It's ticking very healthily. I did it once and it took way longer. Lost a jewel that I found after an hour of searching. It was stuck under my sock. Yep, you gotta look everywhere if you lose the jewel. I've lost plenty in my time. I've lost plenty. Yep, you'll have to check under your feet, on your clothes. You'll spend a long time looking for them. It's sadly a part of watchmaking. Dropping screws, dropping springs, dropping jewels, dropping everything. It's all part of it. It's all part of learning as well. But thankfully, these two jewels were very well behaved. Nothing went ping. The oil spread was nice. I'll show you how the oil now looks. I'm pretty sure I showed yesterday the balance oils, the balance jewel oil, and how dry they were. Go back onto micro cam. And that is the balance staff pivot. You can see turning inside the balance jewel. And you can also see the oil inside, which I would say is an adequate amount. I guess for it to be perfect, it may need to be a tiny bit more. But that would just be me picking hairs there, really. We've got a very nice amount of oil there. Much better. It's so much better. I'll have to review yesterday's VOD, or yesterday's stream, to see just what it was like again. But I do recall it being very dry, there's barely anything, there's debris everywhere. It's now looking so much better. And also, there is no sign of it slowing or stopping. Whereas yesterday, that's all it was doing. Okay. So I did say that I'll get it up to this point. We've been, what, live 70 minutes? I'll get the automatic done. Maybe I'll push us another 5-10 minutes. I'll finish it off tomorrow. Yeah, if I work until about 1 tonight, or this more early hours of the morning, I should be able to start the stream late morning, early afternoon tomorrow, get this finished up. If I get this finished up, I can then move on to the Seiko, which also needs finishing. And I'll be picking up some more work as well. So we're making progress, we're making ground. We've still got much to do. Try and get the focus a bit better. Also have to spend a fair bit of time just monitoring the balance of this watch, just because of the condition it was in when we were looking at it yesterday. I cannot see any issues or anything that was causing the issues, so I was going to have to monitor it, test it, see how it performs. But hopefully it's all good now. automatic on these are quite simple. I'm also just gonna, I just want to see what the focus is like on. It's so blurry. Maybe if I zoom in a bit more. Maybe that's a bit better. Let's zoom in a bit more. I mean, this is a basic Canon DSLR. It's the EOS 700D. So it's a pretty basic camera, so you can't expect too much out of it. It's running the basic lens, was it 18 to 55mm? Oh, okay, we've got magnetism all over. My tweezers are infected. One reversing wheel, two reversing wheel. Driving wheel. The oscillating pinion wheel, whatever it's called. Bang in the middle. There we go. And just because I find it easier to do it now, I'll put some oil on the driving wheel. Otherwise, with the top plate on, the oil might spread straight into the teeth as you're trying to get into the jewel. So it can be a bit messy. So I'll do that now before that plate goes on. Beautiful. Let's get that screwed down and then we can fit it. Actually, before I fit it, I need to oil the jewels properly. Don't want to get too ahead of myself. In fact, the other projects we've got for the weekend, we've got the Omega, the one that had the rusted stem. I can't do much with the 565, the other Omega, because I've got a broken mainspring, so I need to get a new part, or a new mainspring for that. But we've got a bit of a clean-up operation on the 501. Oh, camera went. 1 second. Don't panic. Andy back. So I need to get the Omega cleaned and ready. let's get this automatic in place. I'm probably going to call it a night. Another quick hour and a half stream, nearly. And 2 screws for the automatic. Lovely. I think for the time being, I'm probably going to call that a night. Let me just try and get that zoom a bit better. It's ticking very nicely now. Glad I caught the last part of the assembly. Was curious about the pallet fork. I was very curious about the pallet fork and the balance, but everything, as you can see, is working lovely now. And I couldn't see anything interfering. So if there was anything interfering, it's probably been cleaned away now by the cleaning machine, or it's been moved in the past. So tomorrow, what I'll do is I will finish off assembling this Rolex. We've got the case, it's already been polished, so it's good to go. So all we have to do is dial the hands up. And then I've also got the Seiko, which we've got ticking. I need to get that dialed up, dial hands on, and case up. The Omegas, the one that we had rust issues with, we've knocked out the stem. So we need to do some cleaning on that and put that in the machine. Cleaning machine, that is. And I think that'll be it for the live stream. After that, I want to shoot some videos because I've got 2 pocket watches. I've got the Waltham that you can hear ticking away at the moment. Let me open up for you. So we've got this Waltham, which I want to do a video for. We've got a Trenton pocket watch as well. So we've got plenty of work to do. And that'll be tomorrow. I might go live Sunday as well. I'll let you know. But until then, I will see you tomorrow late morning, early afternoon. So about 12 hours time, potentially. And we'll get all this sorted. Sorry for the shorter stream. It's only been about an hour and a half. But we had a very late start. But we will continue this tomorrow. It is very pretty. I look forward to seeing it complete and serviced. But everybody, have a wonderful night. And I'll catch you tomorrow. Alright. Peace out.